nobody, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Ay.
Go.
Do not disturb is turned on. Oh man. So, I'm working on a podcast, right?
I do recall, yes, a little bit.
Do you have the stream pulled up?
Mm-hmm.
Um, do you remember the map that I made for it?
Yep.
So I made this map for it. Oh, it went all weird on me because what you call it goes weird.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so they updated the software I use to make maps. So now it looks like that.
Nice.
All right, let's pull that up. Let's go to OBS. Currently, it says we have no viewers.
As a view in it.
Well, that's true.
Oh, that's. I'm gonna put a thing.
It says Nightbot is here. And I've been working on the website, but I still haven't been able to get the stinking Raspberry Pi to work properly with my screen. So I think I need to actually pull out an older screen and hook it up to it and see if that works. So I haven't got the Raspberry Pi set up at all, but I've been coding it on my desktop.
I gotcha.
And for a little while, I had actually lost the notebook that I was taking all my design notes on, but I found that finally the other day too. Hey, Lady Jasmine. You're logged in. Should I make you a mod? How do I do that?
Yeah, you should be able to right click on me and it gives you the options.
Report you, block you.
All those work as well.
I see add friend, ban user, timeout user. I don't see
Uh,
something that lets me turn you into a mod.
the three dots. No. Well, since I don't have the power here, I don't know.
I
You're
got the
logged in as
power.
Pokemon Go. Oh, there you go. Nicole's telling you how to do it in the chat.
/mod.
Oh, who texted me? Oh yeah, I'll leave that up. We got what? Yep, I'm gonna make a Instagram post.
There you go. You're a mod now.
Yeah.
Since you were complaining at the last two episodes.
Yeah, I couldn't post links and I forget. And they're like, well, no, the real complaint is that it should say you can't post links. That was the real complaint. It's not that I couldn't post it. is that when I posted it, it looked like everything went through, and then I was like, "Yeah, we're not seeing it. We don't know." And it's a huge pain to log out and log back into that one, and when I'm going on to another show next, and plus monitoring it through the main thing. I've got 1.6. I got 1,600 rare candies now from watching our Twitch channel to monitor the chat.
So many rare candies. I don't even know how
So,
many rare
what
candies.
can I do with it? I can
64?
highlight my message, unlock a random sub emote, and modify a single emote. So, filters, links enabled. Okay.
Have you watched
Oh.
the new season of Lost in Space?
Yeah, it's really good.
It is good. We'll leave it at that so we don't spoil people, but
Yeah,
it's good.
yeah, I dug it.
Unless apparently if you're Smashy, who got a nosebleed because she didn't like it so much.
Smash Terratops.
You're right, Lady Jasmine. You do need an emote to unlock because we need to actually get on there and do that. You know, we could buy an emote pack for pretty cheap, probably a Pokemon themed one.
You know what? That is a really good idea. You can look at it, we can both look at it, and then yes, we should do that. Because I know Nicole expressed interest in wanting to do it. Dude, you got a freaking shark walking around in your yard.
That's my buddy. It's Gibble.
Oh, I hate you, man. That looks so cool. I don't have one of those.
Uh,
But either Nicole expressed interest or I said I asked her. Anyway, she's super busy right now, which is awesome that she's really busy.
yeah, I
And
hear
you've
that.
been busy and sick. So I think buying an official pack would be a great idea. I know I found one a while back for like less than $15. And we had talked about this is when Ibbot was still on. We first came to Twitch, we talked about it. Look at Lady Jasmine right there.
Just
now, that's
showing off
from,
her emotes.
yeah, because she probably watches other Pokemon shows that or have their crap together more than we do. Which emotes are really cool. I mean, on paper, I'm like, emotes, who cares about emotes? And I see them, I'm like, those are really cool. I kind of care about emotes.
Oh, those are free ones, apparently.
Oh, nice.
And then we need to upload the emotes that Friggity Frat.
Yeah,
Scott
when
Moore.
Nicole says she'll do it, no one will ever tell her what they want. I don't know. I just need emotes. That's all I know. I don't
know how to upload them, to be honest.
I mean, I know I can upload on the
haven't
backside, and Nicole can do it. I mean, I think as far as uploading, I think she knows her way around Twitch really well. I think she's talking about more about drawing, creating them.
Oh, that's true because she's made those ones for the what are they called, the Bromigos?
Yes. Well, Nicole, you've listened to, and I wouldn't say this to many people, but you, I know, crap. I'm trying to do a link in Instagram. It's not wanting to cooperate. You, I can trust. You've listened and watched this show for pretty much as long as it's been around, just about. You know how Joe and I are. Do something that suits what you think the show is, and we're not going to be picky. I know Joe gets along with everybody on everything. I've never heard him go, that was horse hockey, and throw it out, you know.
You jackwagon. Man, in Dropbox, how do you make a new folder?
Right.
This is not intuitive at all.
I thought you could right click and do it, but
when I right
don't
click,
know.
it's just the generic.
There's it's not in front of me right now. This is the way to do it.
I was gonna throw the emotes from that whatchamacallit made on there.
Thanks, Nicole.
That Scotty Moore, Scotty Emo, or whatever you guys call him, Digital Unicorn. That's okay. I just throw them in the art assets or something.
Hey, Fabian. I see how it is, Fabian. Joe's out for 2 weeks. She can't be bothered to come see me. Joe's back, and you're like, I'm early, people. That Fabian, man, he loves his Joe. Everybody loves Joe. I mean, in fact, Cheeky Nashville didn't even call in the whole time you were gone. He's waiting for you to come back. That's fine. I
that
know
that's how
Joe,
it
the
is.
heart and soul of the show. I just keep it together when he's gone. That's it. That's fine. I will check. Yeah. Okay. Just double checking. All right. Hit record on the audio, and away we go. Welcome to Pokemon Go Podcast, where we talk about all the awesome sauce that happened in the week of Pokemon Go and some of the not so awesome sauce, but not usually. Usually it's all fun and games until Joe gets a fever. I'm Rock Out of Podcasting, Charles McFall, and Joe Art is back.
That's right. I am back. And
Guess
I
who's
don't know
back?
if you knew this, but there actually is a Pokemon virus in the main series games.
Okay, have you met me?
Yeah, so you don't know it. I
So
got it.
you know, yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to like be nice and cushion. It's like, no, I don't know.
Yeah, it's Pokerus or Pokerus. Basically
Pokyrus, maybe.
Pokevirus. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it actually is somewhat beneficial in the main series games. So
How's a virus beneficial to take out your enemies?
So no, it makes it so that what is it? Your EVs, yeah, your effort values. So your Pokemon in the main series game gets what's called effort values from battling. So your stats behind the scenes will get increased a little bit from battling. Well, the virus doubles how much you gain in effort value. So, but you only have the virus for a little while once you get it. But it can spread to your other Pokemon.
Leave it to Pokemon to make a virus that you want to get. That's
pretty much.
Oh, that's interesting. You know what? I know you've been gone for 2 weeks, Joe. So I'm sure, other than praying to the porcelain gods, you have adventures of the week. I hope.
Me?
Yeah.
Never. I don't play this game. Just kidding.
This game's dead.
Bah. We will talk about that a little bit more later.
I know. I use that in the promotional stuff. Like, I'm excited to talk about how this dead game is making millions.
Yeah. So I haven't gotten any new shinies, which I'm kind of bummed about. But granted, I haven't been playing as much because I had a fever for 8 days. But I did get my first Lapras with Ice Shard and Ice Beam. I actually, even though I had a fever for 8 days, I actually was able to maintain collecting research once a day while I was sick. So, I beat you there.
It is yet another pile on that not only am I not 40 and I do my adventures as I can, that look, I was sick in my deathbed.
I was at the ER and I was
casual.
I was a bit miffed that I didn't get something fun on the way to the ER, just saying. But I actually found someone, and now this wasn't me playing per se, but I found someone to trade, and I got a Chatot actually. So that's pretty awesome. Chatot is a region exclusive. So I don't. Are you looking at the stream right now?
Yeah, show it to me. Yeah. Okay. The parrot. Yep. Yeah, the musical parrot. Yeah.
So I got a Chatot.
What came to mind when you said that?
Just been playing, hatching, catching. Nothing really to write home about, to be honest. I am excited for Community Day, but I am sad that that most of it's going to be while I'm at church. So that's going to be sad for this next year.
I think Jesus understands that you need to get your penguin on.
Well, so there is a stop at church, so I could drop a lure on it and.
That you do what you gotta do. I mean, my Sunday morning. Okay, so I know you heard the show, but just to recap, there, my Sunday gig, right, is just like your church, isn't it? It has a stop there, or whatever. I threw that snowflake lure on there, and nothing, man. I mean, not nothing. I mean, I got good evolution and whatever, but no crystalloid Pokemon coming around. So, I mean, if you're gonna
Cryagonal.
be there anyway, you might as well, you gotta do what you can do. Throw a lure on, throw your incense on at the same time, just for drift. Maybe picks it up, something, right?
You got nothing.
You got nothing. No. Nicole says that this year's community day is a day before her birthday. Thank you, Niantic. But aren't you supposed to be on an airplane to New York just because you gotta celebrate your birthday? You'll be fine if I don't know. I actually haven't talked to Klotz or her about that stuff. So I don't know if I'm like stepping into a hornet's nest by accident. Apparently not. She says she wishes. So good. As I'm halfway through that joke, I'm like, well, maybe they're frustrated because they can't get on a plane. I'm kicking a hornet. I probably shouldn't do that. So I shall stop now.
I wonder if the height distance makes it hard to kiss since he's always on a soapbox.
Now see, that's good jokes you can make right there. As you pull up, well, with you, I don't care. Nicole, I care about, Klotz. I'll kick your hornet's nest all day long, man. That's how we roll. But the experience of the week, if you want to pull up Discord, I actually had some more experience this week. I finally got piece number 6 of the radar. And so I now have my rocket device.
So you could definitely use the infographic from last week that tells you how to fight them.
Yeah, it won't matter. I had the purple lady, whatever she is. I ran up against her today.
Sierra
promptly got my my ARD handed to me.
Your ARD?
Very quickly. Yeah. I mean, that's as close as I can get to what I want to say. So yeah. Yeah, it was not a pleasant fight at all. I got railroaded pretty hard. But it's a cool okay, in the game. Actually, why don't you tap yours right now, Joe, so people on the stream can see how it looks in case they haven't gotten the pieces yet. It's a really cool graphical exchange where it zooms out. Well, you're actually pretty zoomed out as it is, but it zooms out, shoots a pretty big area to find stuff.
Yeah, but I don't have anything near me, so it doesn't find anything.
Right. Now, in theory, is it stops that would already have Team Rocket fights on it, or how does is secret stops that once you trigger it with the radar, then it's a Rocket battle, which is a leader.
Correct.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, Stony35 is in the chat, says, hey, there's a Gibble. Yeah, I said the same thing. So I didn't call by his name, but I said the same thing, and yeah, it's Joe's buddy. I was like, oh, get that thing. Get that shark, man. Don't let that run away. And then it moved, and yeah.
It likes to eat pinups.
But that was my experience. Oh, you know what? It's not my only experience. Actually, I went and got a new Pokemon. I was out at the Atlanta Botanical Gardens on Sunday. It was the last night or Saturday. I don't know, one night this weekend where they had a big. They do tons of lights. I go there every year, and they have these great Christmas lights things going on. And let me see. Go to recent. And so I saw a shadow. I saw a shadow that's been showing up, and I called it until I found out what it was. It was Jenny Craig Trico, because it was like a really skinny Trico looking shadow. And I'm like, that's like the before is slightly chubby, the after is slightly skinny. So it's a Jenny Craig Trico. Is what it was in the shadows. Oh. And let's see.
So what was it really?
You can't tell from my made up name?
No.
Snivy. It's a Snivy. So I've been seeing the Snivy pop up in the shadows, and the way it stands, it looks like a Trico, but skinnier. Yeah. So how rare are those? Are those fairly rare? Because I got
Depends
one.
On your area.
Yeah. I got one.
I've caught 9.
So I did that. And then I know there's a story coming up about the adventure research this month. Let me just tell you, it's Lapras and freaking Lapras. Man, it is so annoying to open up another Lapras box today. And it's like, oh man.
You were so excited on the last week. Now.
No, you know I was. It's don't lie. Don't lie. Don't let that fever brain tell you stuff that's not real, Joe.
I don't know. You sounded pretty excited on the podcast to have Lapras last week. Just
No, that's my secret Lapras. I want something I don't have. So, and I'm getting cool stuff that I can do. Send 10 gifts to friends, hatch 7 eggs. So I'm like, man, the actual tasks I'm getting fall right into my wheelhouse to do them. And bam, 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 7. Is it only Lapras? Is Lapras the only thing in the box this month?
for now, yeah. I can't remember how
All
long
right.
Lapras is going to be in the box for, though.
Yeah, it is. It is frustrating. So I'll complete a few more and keep it going that way. But what do we have in the Discord?
All right. So in the Discord, we have a couple more hatches of Wurmple with a party hat. Grateful Dad got a shiny Wurmple with a party hat, so that's fun. The purple Wurmple.
Yes.
Terry also has a purple Wurmple. Ooh, Ellie P. Got a lucky 98% shiny Mewtwo. Yeah.
Wow. That's
that's pretty
as you can tell, I'm in the Discord scrolling through as well. So I caught that as you're saying. Wow, man, that is amazing.
Yep. Shiftworks has a 96% Garchomp. So he's pretty happy there. It's only the second Gibble he's ever gotten. Professor Pine got a 100% Taurus from a hatch. And also is super excited about his party hat Wurmple. Fabian, who is in the chat here live, also had a pretty good week. Caught a shiny Chimchar, a shiny Furret, and got a shiny Sentret and evolved it into a Furret. So yeah, pretty awesome there. And then Terry is showing off his shiny Heatran.
So. We just had a rare spawn happen, by the way, if you noticed.
And that rare spawn craves the Joe.
Everybody craves the Joe. That's not differentiating anybody anymore. But Chicky Nashville got in the chat. So man, excited. He's almost like a side character for our show, right? I mean, I just love what he calls in, and even though everybody craves the Joe, it's still entertaining. I love hearing from it. So I'm happy to see that.
And I looked up. I was wondering how long Lapras is going to stick in the research boxes, and it is the entire month. It goes away February 1st in the afternoon.
All right. Now, there's no way to stack boxes. Basically, if you do the 7, you get 1, and then you can basically have 3, or you can collect them up to 6 again. So you can have 1 box stacked and have up to 6 stamps, and that's it, right?
No.
Once you hit number 7, okay, but once you hit number 7, it's whatever's in the box.
So you used to be able to collect in the background, like click on the box, but not catch it and then wait.
Right.
But they got rid of that a while back.
Okay. Well, never mind then. But yeah, I'm gonna wait. So I've got 2 Lapras. Well, I mean, okay, I was happy to see that I had the Ice Beam, Icicle, whatever attack that it had. You know,
I know. I listened. You were excited. Even
I
if
was
you
not that
aren't
excited
anymore.
Joe. I was not that excited.
Well, maybe you just need to get yourself a Shadow Lapras. Then you'll be excited.
You know what? You can go back to being sick. Rob and I did just fine. You know,
well,
dude,
that's because Rob's
don't
awesome.
even be flexing with all those Lapras. Oh my god,
well, that's just the ones I have left after getting rid of a bunch.
You know what? It's about time to hit the headlines. I want to say thank you to Duly Noted for the bits. You're awesome. Thank you for that. You are indeed duly noted. So is there any particular order that I don't think it didn't feel like there was? It feels like everything. It's January, right? Everything's just kind of random news.
Yep.
In the game.
Let's just do it. Now the first 2. Let's go ahead and do the first 2.
Yeah.
Because there's a discrepancy on different news sites depending on who you talk to. So I thought we would mention that first. So the first article here says that Pokemon Go made 1.4 billion in 2019. And this is coming to the data is coming from superdataresearch.com. Now, perhaps because the other one we have, the other article that we have here comes to us from SensorTower.com and says that Pokemon Go made nearly 900 million in player spending. So if we're assuming both of these are true, that must mean that Super Data Research somehow has access to Niantic's profits that are outside of the game. So merchandise and things like that. So it's possible these are both true, but I'm leaning more towards the lower figure from Sensor Tower since they're more reputable in general.
Right.
Plus, they have the data from the previous 3 years for Niantic, or the previous 2 years rather.
Yeah. But this game's dead, right, Joe? I mean,
this game.
If you're making a
totally
measly
dead,
894 million, you're a dead game. Just back it up. Why bother?
Yeah, I mean, just send that money this way. I mean, so the first one comes from Super Data. Like I said, it's 1.4 million, and they are looking specifically at free-to-play games revenue. And on that list, it has Pokemon Go as number 6. And this isn't just mobile games, because this has Fortnite, this has League of Legends, this has Honor of Kings, things like that as well. But of free-to-play games, Pokemon Go is the 6th highest earning on this list.
Yeah.
What interests me more from the Sensor Tower website is it lists what Pokemon Go made 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019. Mm-hmm. And this is the first time that Pokemon Go has outdone their 2016 earnings, which...
But they came close in 2018.
It's a bit of a misnomer, though, because if you remember, the game came out mid-2016.
Right, and a bunch of people. Now, how much did they keep of that? I mean, is that I don't know how the numbers are calculated. Because I've told the story of somebody's like dropping $20, $40 in it, decided they didn't like that they weren't catching stuff, and basically refunded everything. You know, but you can still report that as earnings, even though you had to refund it, you didn't keep it. You know, because I think that's what maybe a lot of people did when they first launched the game was throw money into it, and then maybe they left it, maybe they refunded it. Who knows? Either way. The next 3 years, look at that growth from 2017 to 2018, though. Huge jump up.
Yeah. I mean, a 38% increase. That is very significant.
Yeah, it is. And then if you scroll down, there's another chart. Of the very best, like no game ever was, is the headline of this paragraph, or sets of paragraphs. But the location-based game revenue in 2019, nobody. You can stack these together, they're not going to come close to what
some of these I haven't even heard of, to be honest. Dragon Quest Walk and Let's Hunt Monsters.
I imagine those are probably Japanese specific, because Dragon Quest is a big game, or was a big game in Japan for many decades on the Nintendo and all that. I'm thinking maybe Let's Hunt Monsters because of the Asian. And I just call it Asian because I don't know which actual dialect is the title at the bottom of the icon, but it's obviously an Asian script of some kind. So I'm thinking there's probably... Oh, yeah, the asterisk says Let's Hunt Monsters revenue estimates are for China App Store only.
Oh, okay. So
we still outdid the clones, including Harry Potter, the China only app.
The Harry Potter one... You know, people were thinking that Harry Potter would actually be a contender for Pokemon Go. And I kept saying from the get-go, I was like, Harry Potter's big, but it's not as big as Pokemon Go. And the money shows it. I mean, Pokemon Go made $894 million this past year in player spending, whereas Harry Potter Wizards Unite, only $23 million.
Now, depending on their budget, for the year, That's still decent profit compared to Ghostbusters at 230,000. That's it. 230,000 is what they made in 2019.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It
out of those, Walking Dead, Our World, actually, I thought would have been a contender because it's a strong IP. They leaned into it well with how it worked. And it felt more like a video game. I talked about how I played it and reviewed it here on the show. And it felt more like a video game and less having to go out and meet your friends like Pokemon is. And yet it barely made 17 million in 2019. So I'm a little surprised that Jurassic World did better than Walking Dead. But it is what it is. Joe, I'm going to ask you this thought process here, looking at these numbers. Obviously, Pokemon Go is going to be here to stay for a long time. Rob and I talked about the potential of even a Pokemon Go 2 at some point once technology outpaces the platforms and stuff's built on, so on and so forth. Uh,
yeah,
that
or being able to
notwithstanding,
just reset your
yeah, all those things. That notwithstanding, the Pokemon, obviously, the IP there is super strong. But would you say possibly location-based games slash AR games are a fad other than this one really just was magic and lightning in a bottle special?
So the thing is, none of these have the well, like we said, Pokemon is huge. That in and of itself is going to allow for a lot more leniency on what it can and can't do. But add to that, the lore from Pokemon is all about traveling the world and catching all over the place. So
Yeah.
the lore itself lends to it. The Harry Potter,
Yeah.
I mean, okay, cool, you're finding random stuff and
Well,
they tried to put a little bit of a story into the game, but it just wasn't there. Ghostbusters, it just doesn't have the IP to back it. Walking Dead, as big as Walking Dead, the people who love Walking Dead think it is, it's not Pokemon.
now Nicole's a huge. Well, I don't know about huge, but as far as the people in our circles who played the Pokemon Go and the Wizards Unite, she's a big Harry Potter fan as far as that kind of thing. And she was saying that Harry Potter's good, but ended up being kind of boring. And I know, in the Dragon Con circles and this and that and the other, that Harry Potter itself, even though there hasn't been a whole lot of new material in a while. I know they've got the Fantastic Beasts and this and that and the other, but even in the lulls, huge fandom, and especially in a female demographic, huge fandom there. But I mean, here's what I'm gonna wrap it up with what she says. That she felt like it's kind of boring. She felt like the story was too long, and considering they basically wrote an entire addendum to the lore, adding on to the lore of the books and whatnot, and then the
Well,
mechanics of it, right?
and a lot of it, like, because when it comes to stories, people like continuity. So when things are out of
Start getting outside
continuity,
of that. Yep.
and so, like, for instance, and this is gonna be a spoiler for books that came out 12 years ago. Um, in the movies and books, Hedwig is dead. Hedwig is catchable in Wizards Unite. And I get it. Hedwig is a character that is noticeable and is recognizable, but this is supposed to take place after Harry has become an Auror. There is no Hedwig.
I don't know. What to tell you.
So, and that's just one example, but there's a whole bunch of different things. Now,
Yeah.
there are some AR games that I think might actually. Well, I don't know how big they'll be. They'll definitely not be as big as Pokemon Go, but the Minecraft world, I could see that getting pretty
Mm-hmm.
big.
Yeah.
The Catan one, I think will probably go the way of Harry Potter. Probably not even. Um, but I'm curious to see how it plays, just because I like Settlers of Catan. But
I'm looking at this Orna. It's a Geo RPG because Civilian on Base threw it in there as basically Final Fantasy Go. Even though technically it looks like it's not actually Final Fantasy license, it's more of just an RPG uh thing. But I'm gonna try it out just because I tried pretty much all of these out. But it looks like it's gonna be a very much a RPG based on your location stuff going on type of deal. So we'll see how that goes. But that's not really what people tune in to listen to. But we got off on this tangent because of the money, right?
Yeah,
Still 894 million
which
is
is more than
smoking
the
everybody.
other 6 combined.
Yeah.
Actually, it's probably more than double. Actually, maybe even
Yeah,
triple.
I'm thinking because your closest contender is 200, then the next one after that
Okay,
60
not quite
million, then
triple,
goes
but
down.
more than double
So
all
yeah,
the rest of them combined.
yeah.
So,
So, yeah, it's dead. We should probably give up on this podcast,
and
because it's just going
Pokemon
nowhere.
actually just had a direct, quote unquote, a direct an announcement today
Oh yeah,
that a lot of people are happy about. They're bringing a lot of Pokemon forward to the newer games, which was one of the biggest complaints. And they're also remaking the Mystery Dungeon series. So Pokemon is just gonna keep going forward. I mean, it's been around for 23 years now, 24
something like
years, something
that.
like that. It
Yeah.
it's gonna stick around. It's gonna keep moving forward. So
Speaking of moving forward, let's do that. We got this unofficial Go survey. Now, where's this from? It's obviously on the Silver. Is that who
yeah,
sponsored it?
yeah.
Was
It was
okay?
someone on the Sylph Road that did this survey, um, and there's a lot of interesting factoids in here. So the survey, they ended up having almost 1,200 people fill it out, and of the now there is some bias here because it was a survey directly from the Sylph Road. So these aren't your
These are yeah.
typical players. These are players that not only play the game but also engage in the community and things like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
they had uh, they had 80 almost 87% of the people said they started playing in 2016. So a vast majority of the
Yeah.
Sylph Road redditors started playing then. 46% were between the ages of 26 and 35, with the next largest group being 19 to 25. So you are statistically anomalous.
I got nothing.
And so is that Chinese grandpa that has 27 phones or however much he's up to now that he plays
Yeah.
with. It said that 82% said they are primarily PvE, so gyms and raids, whereas only 14.4% said they play both PvP and PvE, and then only 3.4% said they're primarily PvP players. And that doesn't really surprise me.
Yeah.
PvP is not all that rewarding, to be honest, at this point. So it's largely ignored, and this, at least that's the perception I've always had, and the statistics seem to back that up.
Well, it's for the hardcore players. If you think about it, right? In my experience, I'm going to talk from the general exposure. You're not the hardcore fan experience, but in the person goes, hey, that looks kind of cool. I wonder what Pokemon's all about for the last 20 years. The games where I've dabbled into is more about catching and trading and hatching. And while yes, there are definitely battles, and you see that in the anime and stuff, it seems like I remember there's Pokemon tournament, and there's some others that were specifically just PvP only, and they didn't seem to do as well as far as compared to the standard games. So I can see that being true here. Is the average person? My daughter is even more of a filthy casual than I. Right? She just thinks like Pokemon are cute, and that's about the extent of it for her. But she likes going, oh, there's that new, and she'll see what I'm doing on my phone, and then after months of not playing, she'll open up her app and try to catch some of the new stuff because it's cool. Zero interest in PvP, zero interest in anything like that. She just wants to catch them. And I think that's what your main base of players is going to be like. So it makes plenty of sense that PvP, while it's necessary, and you definitely want your hardcore players to have that. It's going to be a very hardcore spinoff, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Now, I'm curious to see how this changes once Niantic finally rolls out
Right.
um, the leaderboards and other things that they've announced. So it'll be interesting to see how these statistics change this coming year. The next one, 2/3 of people say they play using only one account. So that means one
That'd
third
be
of
me.
people have multiple accounts. So
Now I wonder if that covers people like Barry, who plays for his wife, while he's traveling, and Ibbot does
he
that too. Sometimes he'll play for his wife.
he plays for his wife, his daughter, and his daughter's friend sometimes.
Mm. Now, to
So
be fair, Barry's one of his main jobs is to test out phones for his company.
yes,
So that's what he's doing. He has separate accounts on each phone, and he's testing them out with the game and whatnot. But yeah, as opposed to what Terry Wolf has his main account, and then he got bored, so he started over a new one, and
yep.
just to start from scratch. So I'm wondering if it's differentiating, if it just means do you play with one account or more than one account? Period.
Yeah, well, it's just one account, and then like 25% said they use two accounts, which means, what is that? About 7% use more than two accounts.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Terry put, what is his new one? Terry
Oh,
Wolf
I don't know.
Jr. or something.
It's probably like Terry Wolf will get to 40 again faster than Charles did the first time.
Probably.
Yeah.
He'll probably make it to 40
Oh, I'm sure he will.
before you do.
I'm sure.
I wonder what he's at right now.
I'm sure he will.
So he's got. Oh, it's the Wolf Terry instead of the Terry Wolf, and he's level 32 on that account. But anyway,
yeah, he's gonna lap me again. It is what it is. But this buddy system, almost 50% said they liked it. It's 44 or 45% liked it, the new buddy system. And, of course, I'm not surprised a big number of people are in favor of more buddy gifts daily. Well, everybody wants more stuff. That's not surprising. And I haven't got to the level of buddy gifts. I don't know if it's feels sparse or not. As a filthy casual, as somebody who doesn't really play like all the aspects of the game all the time, I think the buddy system's kind of cool. When I sit for a minute, pull up in the game, going, you know what? It's going to take me less than 30 seconds to feed berries to my buddy and go ahead and play with them and take a picture, which gives me like 3 or 4 hearts immediately, right? And when I was out at the light show on Sunday night, I made sure to feed him and bring him out so he's walking with me, and so I got the full 3 hearts for walking with my buddy that night. It's easy, it's fun. I think it's a cool aspect to the game. So I'm a little personally surprised that there's a significant amount of people who are somewhat enjoying it or not liking the buddy system at all. What do you think, Joe? Are you in the pro or against camp?
I'm not maximizing my buddy experience, but I think it's fun. So I guess I'm in the middling camp.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna min max it, but if I were to go out for a raid day, I'm definitely bringing my buddy out. Now that's my thing too. I'm always using that buddy slot to get the candies you need to evolve something. So that's, to me, that's more end game content, if you will. Although this doesn't have an end game, but you're getting 40 plus is kind of the end game, right? And then when you caught everything and you evolved everything, you're waiting for the new.
Well, there's not
shadows
nearly enough
up.
crossovers for this to be endgame.
All right. So it's man, it's a cool aspect to get you extra stuff and another way. It's just like having the buddy list. It's another way to have fun in the game. And if you're going to play like Joe now, well, your Gibble just disappeared. But
Yeah,
you're going to have it on the screen. You're not really doing anything. But if the game's going to be open the whole time, it takes you very little time to give them berries and take care of them and have them out there doing something for you, and it's getting you more progress in the game. And I think it was a very important addition to Pokemon Go Uh, just to keep you always in any game you play, you always want to have that next gotcha moment, that next I'm making progress thing, even if it's a little bit. And that's been hard to do in this game because you have to get up and go out of your house to make progress. Now you don't really. And I've seen the video of the catch assist dually. That was really, really cool. That was a great video that you found, Joe.
Oh yeah, the catch assist is a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
I'm going to read this one from Duly Noted. I love the buddy system. I hit level 2 with Garchomp. When I toss a Pokeball and the Pokemon blocks it and it bounces back, Garchomp's paw reaches up from the bottom of the screen and smacks it back at the Pokemon. And love that. So cool. So I like it. It's fun. So yeah, some interesting results. Not really surprising results from this unofficial survey. But it was, yeah, game's dead. Moving on. Oh man, so we have another problem with map tagging blocking players. That actually kind of broke my heart in a second. So I was like, no, again. We have a place that it's what, Mafushi Island in the Maldives.
Yep, exactly. We'll go with you. We've got it.
I know it's Maldives is how you pronounce that, but I don't know about the first part. With the
Now,
island.
luckily, Niantic Indigo has already commented that they're having Niantic look into this specifically. But this goes to a deeper issue that the OSM tagging, the OpenStreetMap tagging, they need to have a programmatic way of handling areas that are tagged for no spawns but have Pokestops and gyms.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, and it's not like there's one Pokestop. There's a lot. I mean, it's obviously a city area that has more than a dozen combined stops and gyms in this one screenshot.
well, and almost all of the tags that I've heard of that people have been complaining about are water-based tags. So this happens to be tagged as a reef. The one previous, I think, was tagged as a bay.
It was a bay.
But the maps know that there are streets here.
Yeah. And buildings. That's what the blue shadows are. There's buildings and streets and parks. And
so you would think that
you don't build buildings and streets on reefs.
Yeah, that if it's marked as a water-based thing where stuff shouldn't spawn, that should get overridden by the fact that it knows where the land is. The game knows where the land is.
And we don't have anything to back this up, but in one of the comments, Heron Island, Australia, is having a similar issue apparently.
Yeah. These tags, for how good they are in other aspects of the game, like for being able to tag something as a park so that you could turn a gym into a EX raid possible gym.
Sure.
Things like that are great, but being able to overwrite tags these tags that just straight up say no Pokemon, that's kind of weird. I get that they don't want Pokemon spawning in bodies of water, but still.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is something that they need to figure out instead of handling all of these issues manually, because I'm sure that there's more. Like you said, there's another report here of another area where this is happening. But yeah, they need to programmatically figure this out.
And they're working on it. Like you said, Indigo is one of the top comments there.
Yeah, but that's still going to be a manual override, just like they did with the other island.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, and you look at a longer search. Yeah. So we did talk about an infographic on the research last week, but this one's actually a little bit better. It's a little cleaner, a little bit easier to read. And this is from Dana Kinzero on Reddit. So u/Dana Kinzero. And Joe, I dig this, man. It's a nice, clean, easy to understand January field research rewards chart.
Yeah, it is kind of trippy though, looking at the ones that have shiny potential, because they cut the models in half, and so it's half shiny, half not. So
Yeah,
that's a little trippy.
yeah.
Um,
I like the Dratini. I like how I mean it's just like a fade color on the Dratini. It's so
with
cool.
the pink to the blue.
Yeah, it's a nice thing. Whereas the Cuba the is evolved in a Kubota. Crap, I can't get my words right now. Now my Thunder Raid, those color differentiations are horrible. those, those look
The
like football
Kabuto and
fans.
Kabutops.
Kaboo tops. That's the word I was trying. Yeah. So I was writing my. I hate when I get it right in my head and I tell myself it's wrong and I can't get it out. So I said in my head, I said Kabuto at first. I was like, no, that's not right. And I'm going to sound like an idiot. And I might as well just embrace it. I sound like an idiot all the time. So, but yeah, I look at shoulder down the bottom.
You're gonna go full Grinch. You're an idiot.
Yes, you are. Shoulder looks like a footballer fan. Absolutely. It's just face. So does Trey Head. Dang it.
Tree head.
Trey transfer. The one with the comes out in the rain. Has a leaf on its head that catches the rainwater. It's right next to shoulder.
Oh, sorry, I was looking. Oh shoot! Now I'm forgetting his name.
Ha! It's not just me. Trey Head it is.
Tree head. It is
Trey.
Trey head. Oh man. Anyway, he put it in for
I did.
I
put it in for a title.
Oh man, duly noted.
What?
Gave you 100 bits for Trey head.
Well, duly noted. Stick around. You can vote on that yourself. And yeah, but thank you very much for that. So very cool graphic, and we'll have it in the show notes for the podcast over at Pokemon GO Podcast.com, and we'll have it, of course, in the links here in the chat on Twitch. You know what, Joe? We do need to look at redoing our Twitch, so when it gets moved to YouTube by the wonderful and amazing Nicole0991, that those people watching on YouTube will see the chat and see the links and those kind of things as well.
Yeah, I need to.
Yeah,
we've been saying that for a while now.
It is Lotad. Stuck in Lotad again.
Yep. And I need to get the login information for what is it? Slobs?
Yes, Streamlabs OBS.
So that I can, because they've got a plugin for being able to show the chat. But
yeah. Oh yeah, it's super easy. You know, we'll schedule a work session here soon and get that stuff set up. Now before we go to this full story about turning the events tab, it's a suggestion. It's not a rumor. It's not something that's been announced. It's a request, more or less, about turning the events tab into an event calendar. It just made me realize this is one of the few games I play that does not give you a free reward just for logging in for the day, just for opening the app.
It kind of does ish.
No, you still have to go
7
get
days.
something.
For 7 days. The research.
You have to go do something, and I mean, yeah, you can get the streaks and this and that and the other, but you have to do something. Other games, literally opening up. Thanks for showing up. Here's some gold, or here's something, and then
that's true.
Goes out, you know. And that's what I hear about event calendar, because like on Marvel Strike
Clash Royale, and it gives you 3 things a day if you log in.
Or if you go to Marvel Strike Force, depending on when it is, you'll get up to 7 things for the because it has a calendar, and that's what made me think of it was there's an actual event calendar and login calendar. But what is the idea behind the possibility of the events tab turning into event calendar in our game?
Yeah, so right now the events tab doesn't do a whole lot, especially since there are no events right now. It just says check back soon for upcoming events if you click on it.
Okay.
And so what would be nice is, and what the person here, the Reddit user moon_92 is suggesting, is to actually have a calendar of the events. Apparently there's a login calendar for Wizards Unite.
Yeah, I was just seeing that. It's like, Niantic, one hand, other hand. Why do we have Ingress, Pokemon Go, and Wizards Unite all done by the same company, and yet having different stuff throughout? I don't understand.
Yeah, there's a few things from Wizards Unite that would be nice to have in Pokemon Go. But yeah, they gave some nice features to their least favorite games.
No, I wouldn't call them their least favorite games. I would say
Well, right
it is
now they've only got 2 games, so
their
actually
I
they've got
think
3 games.
Ingress.
I keep forgetting about Ingress.
Yes, Joe.
Ingress didn't make that chart. That's true.
um. So weather. Now I've been talked about how crazy the weather is in this game forever. About I know it picks up from some kind of regional place for weather announcements, but I will get, hey, be careful, and I go, okay, I mark myself safe, and it'll come sunny and nice. I'm like, what? Am I a basement dweller? Okay,
So
notwithstanding that
it
I'm
can
literally
it
in my
can be
basement recording the
it can
show,
be
but
sunny and still in the early hours dropped below freezing. And so if there's any kind
we
of
don't live in Colorado, Joe.
it's dropped down to 32 the last couple of days here in the
Okay,
middle of the night.
technically that's not below freezing.
Okay, it's at freezing.
And I'm sorry. Does that mean Klotz up in New York State, who from September to July it's freezing the entire time? Does he get a warning every single day when it's sunny?
It could be, yeah.
All right, now that's my question, Klotz. You get a warning every time you turn on this thing. Be careful out there, man.
He
We
probably
know this will
does.
kill you. But this one's about foggy. I love the picture and the screenshot. The screenshot's cloudy, and the picture is the Weather Channel definition of fog.
Oh
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah, there
Yeah.
is I think you and Rob Roberts were talking about it last week. But the weather is just not it doesn't show you what it actually is.
Yeah.
I think Rob even made a comment about how they don't poll weather.com because that would cost them money, so they're doing a cheap one.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and so it's when this first came out, they would poll the weather every 8 hours and just get the prediction.
Hmm.
I know they started polling it a bit more than that,
According to this, now
but
we don't have a source. It's just a Reddit comment. And so take it with a grain of salt. We don't know if this is true or not. But the weather feature uses hourly forecasts of AccuWeather. To fix it, you need more accurate global weather forecast data provider, which is basically what Rob was saying. Because AccuWeather is not really accurate.
yeah.
It's
And
kind of
then the
a
comment just below that says that it fetches a 6 hours
6 hours.
set, and so it doesn't actually check it every hour. It grabs the
Which
6 hours.
we know pinging a server, right? Checking something every hour. That's a ton of resources. You wouldn't think it
Well,
is, but on a global level, it
yeah,
is.
and it's not just pinging it every 6 hours, but it's pinging it for every zip code, probably.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about regional. It's probably I think you're probably right. I think it's probably
Or
just doing
Fabian said
zip
they're
code.
actually using the S2 cells
What is that?
for it. So the different S cells are used for, I believe, OSM. I haven't looked specifically into what the different what
So we'll just go with it.
yeah.
But here's a great example of something I've seen happen. Now, I didn't check the third part here, but outside it's bright and sunny, maybe a little bit of clouds. Pokemon Go, dark, heavy rain. AccuWeather, cloudy. Is a comment down at the bottom. That's exactly what I've seen is my character will have rain actively coming down in the game. And I'm like, it's a little cloudy, but there's really no chance of rain in my entire zip code in the 2 cities I work in right now, and yet it's pouring down rain in the game. I don't know. It's the only reason this is an issue is there are certain ones like Crystallis, I think it is the snow Pokemon will come out in snow weather and
Croagonal.
that one, yeah, Cragonal, will come out in foggy weather.
Cragonal.
Snowflake. It's just easy to call it a snowflake.
It's
Yeah.
Cryogonal.
So yeah. Oh, Nathan says he's basically saying move on. We could be here for another 3 hours trying to explain S2 cells. So okay, that's all I needed to know, Nathan. Thank you very much. Nicole says I can't count the times it snowed in my game this season, when in reality it hasn't snowed here since March or so. So yeah. But the bonus is if you're getting snow in the game, you're getting Pokemon to show up that you wouldn't normally get. and they balance that for areas that will never get snow, or maybe you more likely
You
won't
know
get
what?
snow
I've
with
got it
fog.
all figured out.
Oh, do you, Joe?
Yes.
Did you just shotgun a Mountain Dew? Are you
No.
seeing
No.
colors right now?
Well, I mean, there's purple behind me. Um.
No, there's not, Joe. Seek help.
um. So we've already got pseudo weather based lures. What if we had weather based incense? I want
Okay.
a cloudy incense. I want a
Yeah.
rainy incense. We could have different themed incense. So who cares what the actual weather is? We can pay for our own weather.
Yeah. Or yeah, using game currency. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Like we have, like you saying, the lure will go. Of course, it's ice. All right. Here's some special ice stuff. Yeah. Um, down, down. Because I have so much incense because I don't see a reason to use it. Really, I guess I could pop one before my drive to work or something, or when I'm going
Yeah.
downtown. Uh,
But this doesn't fix the issue in and of itself of weather being wrong in the game versus real life. And the only way that they're really
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Zinzaloo. Zinzaloo got a good one on you there in the chat, but carry on.
Zenzlu's here? What? I
Did
thought he
Zinzaloo just
died a while back.
every once in a while they come
Only
back from
only
the
to
dead
you.
to make
Only
a
to you,
comment on
right?
Joe. Yeah.
Hi
So,
Zenzlu.
but yeah, no. And I think Nathan has a point. Yeah, Nathan says, but that is what the lures were supposed to do. So if the lures aren't fully really, I mean, they are. So, again, going back to my story, everybody else has the same story they have. Threw on a lure for 3 hours, sat there, and nothing. Now, in their cases, and then a wild one showed up. Rob talked about wild one showing up. Nathan talks about wild one showing up. I did not have a wild one show up. But yeah, we're making little mini blizzards where we're sitting and we're not getting the snow Pokemon that are supposed to come with that. That's an issue.
You just need to sit down and read the book where the wild things are, and then you'll get the wild ones to spawn.
I'm the Gruffalo, man. You just keep on walking. Uh,
But what they could do, I suppose, is allow people to report the weather where they are. Though, I suppose if they did that, theoretically, these Discord groups for different areas could say, "Hey, why we want it to be this weather in game." Um, Now, the way they could get around that is having degrees of difference between weather. Like the difference between cloudy and foggy isn't that much, or cloudy and rainy isn't that much. But
but foggy matches ice or snow, so you get the snow ones, whereas rainy pulls out a different set of
yeah,
Pokemon.
but yeah, basically the only way they could do that, either they would have to pull more often, which even then, the weather that's getting reported isn't always what's actually happening. I mean, it's not Back to the Future 2, where we know every 15 minutes what's going to happen or whatever. But yeah, so people reporting or them pulling more often, both of which would help the issue. But yeah.
And what are you gonna do? We'll ask for stuff, and maybe they'll fix it, maybe they won't, and we'll keep playing.
Well,
It
back
won't
to
matter.
that survey, it was something like only 5% of people believe that Niantic actually listens to us. So,
I I'm outside of that. I think Niantic listens to the community. They don't act very fast, but I think they absolutely listen to not every little instance and not every podcast or whatever. And they've proven that they only think YouTube is the only thing that exists in this world. But I think with Reddit and their community managers, I don't think we've gotten PvP and some other stuff in this game if they hadn't been listening to the community.
yeah. So, and the actual quote from that, I was wrong. It's not 5%. It was 9.6% of players feel that Niantic fully addresses the community's concerns. So,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a company. And no, I mean, Niantic is kind of tone deaf with some things, but uh overall, dead game. Give it up. Stop playing. It's all right. Uh
you know what's dead? The horse that you keep beating.
I did not beat you, Joe. You were sick on your own. Don't you start that rumor and put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Yeah, it's all right. But here's something that's interesting is that the predictions for what community days are coming are like rote now. It's old hat, and we had
Well, sort of. Every other one is starter, but there's some like, are we still gonna get a Gibble community day? It's been assumed we would, but shiny Gibble is already out in the wild.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I sure hope we get a Gibble community day because I need a lot more Gibble candy. But
I could just use one period. But Piplup, man, I'm pull up Twitter to see if I can see who wrote it. There was a great little Twitter thread that went through that I shared and you know read through. I don't know how to, man, because you can't just save stuff on Twitter. I
you
don't
can say all kinds of stuff on Twitter.
know. Save. I'm
Oh,
speaking clearly, everybody.
save.
Jeez.
I thought you said you just can't say stuff on Twitter.
Anyway, go away, Joe. But it was a well thought out rant of it's the new year and people are already putting out charts on the Piplup evolutions and how to catch them for community day. This that when the community day hasn't even been announced or confirmed or whatever the phrasing was. And what if we do these things? And the ideas were really great. And I was like, yeah, let's share that out and let's comment on those. And yet here it is. Piplup is indeed the shiny community day special move character that's coming out.
Yep. Every other month, it'll happen like clockwork.
And honestly,
do you like the shiny?
Joe, I don't know which side's shiny, which side's normal. I can't tell.
The right side is shiny. The left side is normal.
No, I like the normal one better.
That's fair.
Holy cow! It is so difficult to tell that middle evolution, the difference between the shiny and the not. It's an Instagram filter. It's all it is. It's like, here's your normal. Here's one that your brain tells you is different because we said it was different, but it's not really different. But I do like the sharp black.
And not really different, like it'll probably have Hydro Cannon. I don't know if I think
I want to go left field. They need like fire or something on this dude. Something you never see coming.
Fire.
Yeah. Whatever the Hydro Cannon fire equivalent is. That's what, just because you never see that coming out of a penguin, right? All of a sudden it's a fire breathing penguin. Now you care.
No, he's gonna get Machamp's cross chop. Karate chopping penguin. Eat it.
Yeah, it's Nicole says there are so many shinies that are crap like this one, yet other ones are super well done. I don't get it. Yeah, I'm with you. And honestly, in the Emperor, I'd rather have the regular one.
Most of the time it feels like the shiny is an afterthought. They're like, okay, we're done designing a new Pokemon. Let's just change some colors.
Yeah. And not even drastically, but the regular Emperor.
Let's just throw the Snapchat filter on it.
Exactly. So, but that's the shinies now. We don't know the special move yet, right? Or do we?
I assume it's going to be Hydro Cannon. They may have announced it on their Twitter, but I haven't checked, to be honest.
Gotcha. And those of you who've been listening to the podcast for a while, you've noticed that I didn't say, hey, let's stop for a commercial break real quick. It's because we don't have one right now. We're fixing that. But thanks for listening. Have a good free week. El Gringo Suave, my man. He's always finding the best graphics out there. Oh, this is another floor for cows.
We talked about Community Day, but we never actually mentioned when and what the bonuses are.
Have they announced all of that yet?
Yeah.
I know the date's coming out. It's what
they haven't announced the move. I just checked their Twitter. It's not on their Twitter.
Okay.
The date is the 19th. So it's next Sunday. And the bonuses are half egg hatch distance. So make sure to toss those eggs into incubators, and then of course the 3-hour lures. So, your energy's ready.
My energy's ready, but that'll wait until 9:30 when I kick off FTH Beyond on twitch.tv/FTH Beyond. But yeah, these graphics is awesome. It's The Fusion Cup. Now, what is the Fusion Cup? That's what's coming?
The I don't
I don't understand what a Fusion Cup is.
Yeah, see, I don't
Other than
PvP
PvP.
that often, but this is
Yeah.
PvP. The Fusion Cup is probably um, the Sylph Road's newest cup. So what they do is they do unique rules. I think it's every month, and so let's see. Let me just Google it real quick, and we will find out.
Google it.
So yeah, the Fusion Cup is a Sylph Road cup. It's the January Cup. Let's see. Dual types only. So all of your Pokemon have to have dual typing. So no single typing allowed. So you can't have something like Blastoise because it's only water. Um, no species with a second charge move costing more than 50,000 Stardust is permitted, even if it has a cheaper pre-evolution. So if you're getting a second charge move on a baby, it's a lot cheaper than if you got it elsewhere. So 50k is the maximum Stardust. I don't know what the full list there is, but yeah. And then reusability. So as Go Battle League nears launch, Fusion Cup investments will serve well in both future Arena Cups and in Great League Combat. So that's not a rule in and of itself, it's just a statement. So the two rules are specifically dual types, and second move has to cost less than 50k, and they've got specific Pokemon that are banned, which are as Azumarill, Metacham, Dugong, and Wormadam.
Bambalam.
Bam, yep. So those are quote unquote species bans.
Translation of what Joe just said: no fun Pokemon allowed.
and they have a list of which Pokemon are allowed from each generation. So if you go down, they have an eligibility list. I put the link in the chat. It's sylph.gg/cup/fusion, because I'll probably forget to put it in our show notes. But yeah, so it's got all kinds of different Pokemon that are listed here. I think, well, let's see. We've got the infographic. Is Mamoswine on the infographic? 'Cause that's the first one that jumps out to me. Yeah, Mamoswine's on the infographic. Okay. A lot of starters that have dual types. Well, several starters have dual types. So Charizard's on here, and Swampert is on here. I'm kind of surprised that Probopass is on there. As is
That's Beldum there too, right?
No, well he is a giant bell, but it's not Beldum.
Oh, you're right. God, yeah.
He
Stupid
evolves
Pokemon.
from the
Yeah. Bronzor. Bronzong.
Bronzong. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he evolves from Bronzor. So, yeah, Bronzong is on there. Alolan Marowak, Alolan Sandslash is on there. But yeah, Fusion Cup is going to be kind of weird in general, just
Oh, it
because of
fits
the
right
weird
into
limitations.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
I love this next one. Heatran, everything you wanted to know. I just can mark it done because I didn't want to know anything about Heatran. I'm good. But it is our final infographic of the evening. And the Heatran is the big boss that's out there right now to take him down. Yeah. He's cool looking. He's and this is this is an Ibit level graphic right here, right? This is the thing that Ibit would just drool over. Just with the
because it doesn't have the weird symbols or anything.
Yeah, no, it's sharp. It's got glowy things on it. He'd love this.
Basically, you just want to throw high attack, people with double earth moves at it. So mud shot or mud slap and earthquake, with the exception of Exadrill, which has drill run.
Yeah.
So if you have a really good Garchomp, toss that at it. If you don't, Rhyperior or Groudon will take care of it. So those are kind of I mean, most everybody should have a couple, at least one Rhyperior at this point, since Rhyhorn has been available since the get
Right.
go. So
I mean, I don't, but yeah.
you don't have a Rhyperior?
It's I think I needed a few candies or something. I forget exactly what it
You
was, and
don't have a
I was working on.
Rhyperior?
You know what, Joe? I am not putting up with this kind of condescending crap from you anymore. Cheeky Nashville says, "No, Joe, be nice."
Whatever you say. I'm just saying. You should have a
uh,
Rhyperior.
no, yeah, I was short some candy. I don't know. I'm not gonna look at it right now. I was short some candies. I was like, I'll get to it, and then somebody get to it list behind these other evolutions and stuff because I forget what's on the Sinnoh Stone evolutionary list. I've won a number of Sinnoh Stones, so I'm good there. Just I'll get it, man. Why you gotta be pressuring me to have grandkids and stuff? What's wrong, man? Just let me be.
You don't need a Rhyperior. You're not going to raid anyway.
You know what? If I saw three other people taking on the Heatran, I would jump in because on the chart, 4 and higher is like no problem. Take it down.
Easy peasy.
So I would absolutely jump in just to get the fire dog. He'd be awesome. Now, real quick, because you were running along as we do when you've been gone for a little while. We talk too much and catch up and everything
My
else.
bad.
It is your bad. I don't know why I did that.
What
time is it, Joe?
It is time for random trivia. And this week, I wanted to talk about Piplup and its evolutions, Prinplup and Empoleon. They are Piplup and Prinplup are penguin Pokemon. Empoleon is the Emperor Pokemon. Piplup and Prinplup are both water types, while Empoleon is a water steel type. So that is fun there. The Pokedex entry for Piplup states that because it is very proud, it hates accepting food from people. And its thick down guards it from cold, just like your typical penguin in the real
So you're
world.
saying it's down with the thickness.
Yes.
that took it a little bit different direction, I think, but I like it, Joe. I like it. I was really referencing more of Disturbed, but I like it. Carry on, sir.
You do what you got to do.
I I will.
Prinplup lives alone and away from others. So this is kind of the shut in of Pokemon apparently, and every one of them. So this is talking about Prinplup. Every one of them believes it is the most important. So he's very very prideful and doesn't really like people. So there's that. Empoleon. So Empoleon has like a trident on its face. And its Pokedex entry references the 3 horns that extend from its beak, and they attest to its power. And apparently, the leader of a group of Empoleon is the one with the biggest horns. So,
all right.
Yeah. These are
easier to stab you with.
Yeah. These are all based off of penguins, specifically emperor penguins.
Sure, yeah.
Piplup the name is thought to be derived from the sound of a pebble hitting water, so like a plop plup. It could also be the pip is probably referencing this stage of growth in baby birds before they hatch, which is a pip. Which would make a lot of sense since it's the first form. So there is that. And Prinplup comes from the Prin is thought to come from Prince, which makes sense since Empoleon is an emperor, quote unquote, and then the plup again is water, plop plop, plop. And so the trident on its head of Empoleon is probably a reference to Poseidon, the Greek god of the ocean or waters, and Empoleon, emperor, and Napoleon is what
Right.
it's thought to be a reference to.
That makes sense.
So he's got little man syndrome, which is why they compare, instead of height, they compare the how big their horns are, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't know, Joe. I've never been a little man in my life.
So the funny part is though is that Empoleon, so all Pokemon have listed, although it's mostly ignored, they have listed a height stat, and so Empoleon is listed to be 5'7", or for everyone else in the world that's not in the United States, that's 1.7 meters, which is roughly the same height as Napoleon Bonaparte was, the real Napoleon Bonaparte. So there we go.
Very educational, Joe.
Yep. According to
Don't you
nathanep,
mean plip plip?
blup, blup, uh, Empoleon is good for PvP. Being water steel type, I could see that. I haven't personally messed with him in PvP, but there you go.
Yeah. I've got, I don't have the Empoleon. I've got the other two though. I just haven't
That's
done the
okay,
walking
because
Empoleon.
his community day move is going to make all the other moves useless, right? That's kind of how it works.
That kind of is how it works, isn't it? Yeah. We don't want you to feel useless. So hit us up. Show at PokemonGoPodcast.com. We'll milk you. We'll melt. Man, I can't do it now, Joe.
We will not milk you. I
No,
promise we will
what? That's
not.
not even a word. We'll make you feel much better about your life and your game, especially compared to mine. PokemonGoPodcast.com has a speak pipe tab that Cheeky Nashville and others are fans of using. So go there and click the tab. Use your phone or any device that has a microphone that touches internet. Leave your voicemail. We'll love to play it and hear it. Reddit's r/Pokemon Go podcast, where El Gringo Suave dropped in the Flork of Cows graphic this week. We thank you for that, sir. So you can go be a part of our community there on Reddit. Facebook is Pokemon Go Podcast. Our Twitter's at Pokemon Go Pod. And Twitch is twitch.tv/Pokemon Go Podcast. Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern is when we do this show. And then, of course, you can get this as a podcast downloaded across all the podcatchers in the world. We're on Stitcher, Spotify even. So go check us out there, as well as everyone or anywhere else you find it. And we're still working on some merchandise. That's something that is part of our work session that Joe and I have to come up with. Because we, even a regular dude, version 1 of our shirt got shut down now. It's
They're just like, oh, these people, they put on another Pokemon. Yep, bye.
Yeah, and that was not the deal they made with us, so that's getting irritating. But we'll figure it out.
Maybe we'll just put our logo on there without saying Pokemon Go Podcast.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
Even if it's just that a basic thing for a little bit.
I keep saying, you know, I think Emmett did it, but I got the McSnorlax that you know look like a Snorlax or whatever. We need Joe done as Joe needs to be a Pokemon. And then we could put that on a shirt, right? The ones that look like us and make that happen. And if you'd help us out, help out gstu.net, right? That's the network that we're on, Giant Size Team Up Network. If you help us all out across the network and go to youtube.com, and the rest is going to be there in the show notes, and it's in the Twitch chat right now, or will be in just a second as Nicole puts that up. We need your help. We need, I think it's 1,000 freaking subscribers on YouTube just to get a name.
Not just regular subscribers.
Freaking subscribers. Yeah, absolutely. So we need 1,000 of you. Well, we've got like 100 or so, I think, on there now, but that's a long way to go to 1,000. So I know a lot of shows like do iTunes reviews. I don't care about the iTunes reviews. I need you
Charles
to help.
Doesn't read the iTunes reviews unless I send them to him.
That's true. But because they were so brittle and bitter at first. But we definitely need some help getting our YouTube name. So if you'd go and just subscribe to the channel, it's Giant Size Team Up. If you search that, or Pokemon Go Podcast, if you search that, you'll find us over on YouTube, and we would appreciate your help. Joe, where can they find you on the web?
You can find me at Joseph_Ard on Twitter specifically. And you can find me at Assorted Geekdom all over the place. My little brother and I are actually trying to step up our game of posting. Specifically, my brother is targeting Instagram, but we've been posting on Assorted Geekdom every day on Instagram and Facebook, and it's getting relayed to Twitter, but it'll just redirect you back to Instagram. So, but anyway, if you wanted to see that, mostly it's been memes lately, but we are posting some of the content as we ramp up to the podcast that I am starting here in a few months. So,
Yes, so definitely check that out. You can find me at Rock Gotta Podcasting across social media except for Twitter. It is Rock Gotta Pod. Although if you just search Rock Gotta Podcasting, you'll find everything that I do. And I've been lighting up Instagram here recently and having fun with that. And I've got a nice little, and Joe, I'll tell you how to do that when we get off the air at some point. But I've got a nice little flow there that if I post on Instagram, it'll post to Facebook, which then in turn posts to Twitter. So I can post my picture all across the board in one shot. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. So thank you, everybody, for coming out. If you want some more of me, check me out in just about 15 minutes over on FTH Beyond on Twitch. Also on twitch.tv/GSTU Media. Monday nights, I drink a whole lot of beer. And right now we're playing Diablo 3. Drunks and Demon Slaying is what we're doing over there. So check that out. Tune in next week to finally actually hear Joe say.
I'm going down to Atlanta this weekend, but I'm not going to see Charles. Neener, neener.
What? No, why? Right. This is the life I live. Nobody wants to see me. Nobody wants to play with me. I'll just eat some worms. What is that brown thing on your screen that you're not catching? And everybody go to this link that Nicole just put in so we
it's
can.
It's Tepic.
Oh, is that? Why do you have it? I can't get a Tepic. Catch that thing.
It's okay. I'll pin app it. It'll all be good.
Yeah. All right. Here are your title suggestions. Actually, I gotta get this rolling on the render first. All right.
Bloop. Stop the video recording.
This is you, master.
Like I said, I record this whenever I remember, which is most of the time. I don't know if you ever wanted me to actually do anything with the video recording.
Let's see. Joe wants a Cloudy Incense by Zinzaloo. Piplup, The Worst Shiny by nathanep. Charles the Wooloo by Zinzaloo, which I had to look that up, but it's a sheep in the game, so I'm cool with that. I earned it. I did something stupid. It is on me. I want a yellow-headed Galarian Slowpoke Pokemon DLC by Nathan.
Have you Googled that or looked it up? The Galarian Slowpoke?
I'll look it up. You read these. I'll look it up.
So Galarian Slowpoke looks like he almost has a the top of his head almost looks like a sand shrew, and then he's got a yellow tail. Anyway, after that,
that's just weird.
We Want You to Be Our Freaking Subscriber by nathanep. Zinzaloo is Back from the Dead from nathanep. Pokemon Go is Totally Dead from Nicole.
Totes dead.
Cheeky Nashville says Charles's goatee and Joe's bangs. GSTU Media says Pile on Charles Knight. Cheeky Nashville says, will Pokemon Go McFall from Grace?
Oh, wow.
GSTU Media says, Trey Head it is.
Yeah, that's not going to make it.
Spelled Trey wrong.
No, I spelled it the Pokemon way.
Sure, whatever you say. nathanep says, Niantic gives the worst games the best features.
He quotes you. That's just a quote from Joe.
Zinzaloo says Charles is a Wooloo.
He changed that letter to the Wooloo, yeah.
And then the last one from Zinzaloo is Game of Posts.
So right now, Pokemon Go is Totally Dead by Nicole is at 3. Will Pokemon Go McFall from Grace is at 2. And tied with Joe was a Cloudy Incense at 2, and Piplup is the Worst Shiny at 2. Actually, Piplup might be the one that fits the content right now because we just put Yeah, just put the regular and the shiny next to each other. Like, is this just blue or gray? Oh, that should be the title. Is this Piplup blue or gray?
Now for the artwork, we'll just use the Drake meme.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We'll have the shiny, and then we'll have the real
Yeah,
one.
yeah. See, now I should have just screenshotted you doing that, and you would have been. It would have been the Joe meme at that point. And we're down to 30 seconds left on the render, which means that's their countdown clock for this. And Pokemon Go Totally Dead is at 4. Right behind Piplup is the worst shiny at. Oh nope! Now they're tied. They're tied.
Dun dun dun. And Niantic gives the worst games the best features is moving up the ranks too.
It is. It is. I love a bad pun. Actually, I hate puns, but I do kind of like a bad pun that makes me okay. That was all right. And Cheeky Nashville's was all right. All right. Well, time is up. So I guess we'll have to find out later. Just so you know, everybody.
Your vote could sway it. Go now.
Yeah, good now. A monologue because I can get ready for this next show here in a second. But I know the artwork doesn't always show up in the feed because of the way things are set. But I've been putting it on Patreon, and I'm definitely putting it in the show notes that this title is brought to you by. And I'm using your name there, and your name shows up in the artwork on the website. So. All right, that's gonna be it. It's in between Pokemon Go's Totally Dead and Piplup the Worst Shiny. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with Totally Dead. Man, I don't know. We might flip a coin, Joe. We might flip an actual coin. But yeah, Joe's the one that's gonna be doing the notes. So I leave it to you, Captain Ard America, and you can take care of that. So I have got to go. Get ready for the next thing because I got 8 minutes before I launch. So thanks, man. It's good to have you back, Joe. And I'll see you. Well, we'll be back on the air next Thursday, and I'm sure we'll try to get together this weekend and work on some stuff.
Yeah. Bye.